from Cleveland, everyone. The Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they play this one at Quicken Loans Arena. Looking forward to the weekend. Great to have you with us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Glad to bring you the NBA. The Heat will play just this one game on the road before returning back home to Miami. They are right where they want to be right now. Only one loss so far in the first 7 games of the season.
You know, for the Heat, they've done it again this season. Established themselves as one of the league's elite teams.
And, you know, that's really the mark of a great franchise, Clark, when you can do it over and over again, particularly when the expectations are high, because the pressure's on, and all you can do is continue to work and compete and try to perform at the same level you've been at, and that's exactly what this team's doing.
So here's Miami's starting group. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. And it's Haslam in at the 5 down low. And for Cleveland, Tristan Thompson is out there with Alonzo G. Then it's Semi Erdan. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Bogans in at the 2. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to speak with Eric Spoelstra for a moment. He was quick to praise the work his players have been doing on the defensive end, and he thinks that will make the difference this evening. When it's smart defense versus smart offense, the defense usually wins. Guys?
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. Clark, what's your take on that?
I like the mindset they're coming in right now. I think it's the right mindset. A strong defensive effort from them today. I mean, I think it's essential.
Steve?
Well, no question. If they can have success defensively, they're going to create some offensive opportunities for themselves in transition.
Here's Bosh. The Cavaliers pull it in.
Quite the interesting season for Chris Bosh last year. I mean, obviously more team success than he really enjoyed in Toronto, but individually, his numbers dropped a bit. I don't think it bothered him, though. He wanted to win.
Now, here is Irving. He's coming off a 19-point game against Charlotte. Shot clock at 6. Erdan hangs, and he cruises to the hoop for the layup. Well, talking about Bosh's numbers from last season, Steve, his rebounding and his field goal percentage did drop off from the year before.
Well, and his shooting percentages last year were really in line or even above his career numbers. So I thought Bosh had a good season. It just took him some time to kind of adjust to playing with his new team and a new style. But ultimately, Bosh made a big impact down there.
Caspi, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Parker comes in for Keith Bogans. Here's LeBron, 6 to shoot. Wade outside. Miami no good on that time either.
You know, you take a look at the makeup of the Heat and the offensive numbers last year. Not a ton of assists, but a lot of free throw attempts. FTAs, we call them. Seemed like they just played to their strengths, and a lot of that was isolating their star player.
Well, he was going to have to get lucky to make that one.
Young fella, I think there was a much better option available that time.
Parker outside. Chris Bosh with the rebound. Well, Clark, you mentioned that stat about the Heat. Steve, surprising they didn't have more assists.
Well, they didn't have a true point guard running things. Mike Bibby was more of a jump shooter, same with Chalmers. But I think a lot of it is that they play very isolation-heavy basketball, as Clark mentioned.
Cavaliers leading. Defeated by the Bobcats in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And it would be easy to criticize their defense in that game, so I guess that's what I'll do. They had very few answers for anything that was thrown at them.
Yeah, it was what lost them the game, Steve, clearly, the defense, or lack thereof. Couldn't apply any pressure, didn't force any missed shots, and really didn't offer any resistance at all defensively.
The 3 from LeBron. No good on the buzzer beater. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Cavaliers. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment.
Spoelstra was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting 3 huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Wade and LeBron fill out the wings. Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslam down low. And it's House in at the point guard. Back to Spolster because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. He had some very unique situations pop up along that road.
Well, he sure did, Kevin, and he had to coach that team under a microscope all season long. The basketball world was watching, and that Miami team went through some ups and downs, but in the end, I think Eric Spolster did a fantastic job, and he looks to be one of the bright young coaches in this league.
Joel Anthony's checked in for Udonis Haslem.
Well, here's a little factoid for you. With LeBron switched to Miami, guys, he was the first reigning MVP to change teams since Moses Malone back in 1982. Crazy stuff. And remember what happened when Moses Malone changed teams. That team, Philadelphia, went on to win the NBA title in '83.
With Dr. J.
Dr. J and Mo Cheeks. That was my rookie year. So I remember banging heads against those guys. Yeah.
What a time.
Yeah.
So it's Cleveland now. The Heat getting the bucket. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Going back to what you said about LeBron, like you said, you just don't see MVPs want to change teams. They're happy where they are. Steve, you can probably talk about that too. It's rare.
It is rare. Shaquille O'Neal left Orlando for L.A. Steve Nash left Dallas for Phoenix. Now, granted, those guys weren't on the same level as LeBron at the time, but it does happen occasionally. But hey, look, LeBron, probably the biggest athlete, biggest star in the NBA, so it made big news.
Wade gets called for the reach. That's his first foul. Here's Thompson. 14 points from him the last game against Charlotte. Right up. And that one's good. Sessions got his first points of the night.
Man, the offense just gets hotter and hotter.
And they are really cooking now. You know what I like to say? You can microwave or you can cook with electricity or gas. When you're that hot, you're gas.
Bogans dishes to Sessions. Over Anthony. Here is Bogans. Poked loose. It's stolen by Wade.
Great defensive work right there. The quick hands lead to the turnover. Man, that's the problem when you don't protect the ball.
Exactly. When you surrender the ball like that, you put your defense at a huge disadvantage.
Wade is tagged with the reach. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Ramon Sessions in his year with the Cavs was able to get some momentum and become a valuable part of that rebuilding team. I like what he brings to the point guard position, size and speed.
We're getting back to Sessions, Steve. He filled in nicely when Mo Williams was out.
Yeah, I like Sessions. He's a good, tough player that can play either guard spot, can make a shot, can penetrate, and he'll defend as well.
Now the pass to Bogans. Wade picks him up. Bogans kicks to Thompson. Puts up the baby hook. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Goes for the alley-oop. And Wade slams it in.
I tell you what, I bet that's the best assist we're going to see tonight.
Well, he laid it up there, Steve. A pass where only his teammate could get it.
Perfect timing. I mean, that's what you need to make that kind of a connection.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the second. Now here's Sessions. 38 points for him last game against Charlotte. They set the pick. Off the pick. He lays it in with a soft touch. Sessions got 6 points in the quarter.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Now here's LeBron. Over G. No good on that last second attempt there. That'll do it for the first half. And we'll be back.
Nothing can beat the NBA on a Friday night, except for maybe in Indiana, it's the Pacers.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. and Miami has possession. 6-point game.
And I think the big question going forward for Cleveland was, what's next? How do you move on from LeBron James leaving? And the answer for the Cavaliers, they're trying to build up their young talent base. They acquired a pick from the Clippers, so they had 2 lottery picks last summer, and they're trying to get better and build with their youth.
They've got Erdan. Bogans is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Alonzo G. And it's Thompson in at the 4. That's Byron Scott's 5 as we get into the second half. Erdan. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. He's got 5. Yeah, that just wasn't the way to tip off the post-LeBron era, Steve. You're right, with the kind of year they had. But you know what? Where they got their draft picks in the lottery, you can see they're really working to the future.
Well, they knew it was going to be extremely tough. I mean, you don't lose a transcendent player like LeBron James and expect things to be at the same level. I mean, but it was absolutely brutal. And they did find a couple. You mentioned the draft choices. So they've got some things to think about in a positive vein going forward.
Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for the Heat. Here's Irving. Defended by Chalmers. Bogans passes to Erdan. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So shows you don't have to be at the rim to score. And Chris Bosh, not really a traditional low-post scorer. His strength lies in his face-up game. He'll turn and use his quickness to get around bigger defenders and get to the rim.
And the Cavaliers call time here. You know, speaking of Bosh's quick first step, Clark, he also has a great mid-range jump shot. And that's a tough choice if you're going to defend him.
Yeah, it really is. And I think early last season he may have settled for his jump shot a little too often. But again, getting acclimated to where he was, and obviously your personnel affects how you try to play, especially when you're your team's top scorer and rebounder. He was being more aggressive trying to get inside, and you know, I think that at the end of the season that really gave him a boost.
James gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. 1:22 left in the third. Here is Samuels. He's covered by Bosh. 5 to shoot. The offensive rebound. Hollins.
And I think whichever team starts to dominate the glass could really take control of this game.
I won't disagree with you. I mean, it's so tight between these teams right now on the board that you're just waiting to see which team might pull away.
And here is Irving. Defended by Chalmers. Fires it up. The Cavaliers again can't hit. So it's Miami now. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Well, last year it was a pretty predictable result when these two teams met.
Superb feed there, young fella.
It really was perfect setup for the layup.
Well, he just managed to float the ball up there.
Here is Bogans. Wade is covering. Irving dishes to Samuels. It's stolen by Anthony.
Good defense there. He was just waiting for that.
And LeBron throws it down hard. Now let's take a look at it once again with our Spike Slam Cam. Here's Irving. It's a 4-point ball game.
Now winding down. They're going to go for the last shot here of the quarter.
Yeah, I like the recognition there. They're going to play for the last shot, just as you said.
And the Cavaliers call time here. Both teams will make substitutions. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Miami. Right now, they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And, of course, there's the Cavaliers. Not really any threat right now.
Checking out Miami, they've gotten themselves into exactly the position they wanted to be in at this point in the season. And I can't say that I'm all that surprised by it.
No, I'm not either, Clark. This is a talented team. Coming into the year, I think everybody expected them to be pretty strong. And to this point, I mean, they've done exactly what they wanted to do. Now, this is a very good basketball team. He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
Yeah, and if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Well, it's been Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. Things fell for them in a big way in the third quarter, and that's when they took control of this basketball game. We'll see if they can keep things going their way to end this thing.
Doris, thanks. That run, Clark, really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in the team.
Yeah, gave them the edge for sure, because look at the opponent. I mean, they are kind of down on themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be.
On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslem down low. And it's Chalmers in at the one spot.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make the shots.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
It's Parker outside. That falls. Great assist by Ramon Sessions. Parker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, I like the fluidity I'm seeing from them on offense. It's a thing of beauty. Fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. They're moving the ball well, finding the open man, making that extra pass. They're playing very unselfishly right now. Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps. And they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
I love how relentless he is. I mean, he just continues to come at you all night.
Thompson backing down. He's covered by Bosh. The shot buries it from 14 feet.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Cleveland has its hands full guarding against Wade.
He has 8 points and the 1 steal.
And making a change here, the Cavaliers. 2 for 2, and it's a 3-point ball game.
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
Tipped away. And Sessions kicks to Erdan. Gets it to go.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Chalmers passed away. Great ball movement. There's the block. They've been hanging in there.
And they've got a chance right now to jump on top.
Sessions with it. Feeds it to Ianga. Clock at 6. Here's G. And that misses. That would have put him up.
It seems like he tightens up, guys, when he gets close to the rim, especially with a defender nearby.
Sinks it.
No doubt about it. Wade has found the touch right now.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're behind by 3. 36 seconds left in the fourth. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. He said to his players, we've come too far not to come out on top. Don't deviate from your role. Simply do your job. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. To tie it up. They get it back. Goes back up. Yes! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Boy, coming through with the game in the balance.
Yep, a game-changing clutch bucket there.
Here's Wade. Off the inbound. Oh! Man!
That's worthy of a standing O for that one. He's getting a standing O. You've got to get up for that.
I'm up. Hey, yeah, you know, he does deserve a little special treatment for that one.
Fellas, just sit down. Let's leave it to the fans, all right? Settle down.
8 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And it's Irving missing. And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time.
Just a total lack of focus. Was not paying attention to where he was. A chance to tie it up, Clark.
A three would make it happen.
And so the big win by Miami in a tight game.